Hello, my name is David Draper and welcome to this WAGO Academy presentation on modular connectors. Presentation should last between half an hour and 45 minutes, and you can find my contact details at the end of the presentation. I also suggest that you take a look at the WAGO website for information on specific products or application solutions, and also YouTube, where you can find many good videos on how to use our products. Make sure to follow myself and the company on LinkedIn. And you can also find me on Instagram under WAGO Draper should you wish to follow me there. So, what are modular connectors? Modular connectors is quite simply a pluggable connection system. We all use pluggable connectors in our homes every day. We like the plug and play usability, and we also know they're absolutely safe when you've unplugged them. So why shouldn't we benefit from the same advantages in electrical installations in commercial and industrial buildings? All the Winster connectors use the cage clamp S to achieve a gas-tight connection with the conductor. To accept solid, stranded or fine stranded conductors from 0.5 mil to 6 mil, and the maximum current rating of 35 amps. Winster MIDI connectors also has the benefit of having 2 clamping units on each contact, which enables you to daisy chain from one connector to the next should you have an application such as lighting. As with the push wire range of connectors, solid wires can be inserted directly into the cage clamp, but a screwdriver is required to remove them. With fine stranded wires, you need to insert the screwdriver first to open up the cage clamp, then put your conductor in, remove the screwdriver, and the cage clamp will make a secure connection with the conductor. Within the Winster range, there's certain series. So you've got the Winster Mini, MIDI, Maxi, Round, IDC, and KNX. And I'll go into a few more details about what the difference is between them next. So Winster Mini. Winster Mini is the smallest of the connectors within the Winster range. It takes between 0.25 and 1.5 mil conductors, and you can go up to a 16 amp current rating. They come in a variety of different colours and number of poles. So within black and white, you have 2, 3, 4, and 5 poles. These are typically used for power applications. In blue, they're available in 2 and 5 pole, which is used for dial applications, so where you want to add intelligence to lighting. And then in grey, light green, and pink, these are available in 2, 3, 4, and 5 pole variants and used for general applications. So recommended uses would be for light green, extra low voltages between 0 and 48 volts. For grey, supply voltages of 110 to 400 volts. And for pink, bus applications such as SMI blind control. In the Winster MIDI range, these take between a 0.5 mil and a 4 mil squared conductor and can take a current of 25 amps. You get the same sort of colours, but you also get some extra ones in here. So you've got black and white again in 2, 3, 4, and 5 pole variants used for your power applications. You've got your blue again in 2 and 5 pole variants for dial applications. But then you've also got the addition of red in 3 and 5 pole for uninterruptible power supplies. You've got dark grey in 2 and 5 pole for emergency power applications. And you've got dark green in 4 and 5 pole for clean earth applications, which basically enables you to take the connector up to a 32 amp rating. Got orange for long bus applications, brown for switching applications, and then you've got your generic colours of grey, light green, and pink, again for your different supply voltages and your SMI blind control. In the back of the catalogues, you get a color chart, which makes it nice and easy to work out which connector for which application. So if you took the blue one for DALI, in the sort of 5-pole version, it tells you you've got the plus and minus for your DALI control, you've got your live, and you've got your earth, and you've got your neutral. And this is the same no matter which of the different color versions you're looking at. So it's a nice, simple chart um, for you to be able to select the right connector for your application. The generic colors, there's a bit of a separate chart for that because you get a choice in coding with the gray, the light green, and the pink. So, for instance, the two-way pink you can have coded with a 1 and 2 as standard, but if you put a suffix on of 080, 000, you get an I plus and an I minus. And if you use the 082-000, you get just a plus and minus. And the same sort of numbering system goes across whether you use a 3-pole, 4-pole, or 5-pole. And some of the different applications are also stated down the side there. Winster Maxi takes up to a 6 mil squared cable and up to a 35 amp current. So this is used more for like modular buildings, such as porta cabins, where you want to join more than one together, and you need that higher current rating. Winster Round comes in a pre-molded cable assembly, black or white, and is available in 1.5 or 2.5 mil conductor variants. The 1.5 mil can take 16 amps, the 2.5 mil can take 20 amps. The beauty of the Winster Round is that it's got an outside diameter of 17.5 mil, so it's ideal for running down electrical conduits of 18 mil and above. So it makes it ideal for prefabricated houses and recessed luminaires, that type of application. Winster IDC enables you to run a flat cable along a long distance and to be able to tap off at any point. So this gives you a lot of flexibility should you need to move those points along at any stage or whether you need to add additional points. It's typically used in sort of garages for electric car charging. Winster KNX is for your data communications. So basically, you can get it in the IDC variant or just the standard cable variant. Linect is an industry standard for connecting downlighters in recessed ceilings. So basically, it's an industry standard that is common across different manufacturers. The only bit that changes is this little bit here where it will be unique to the individual manufacturer's connector system. So only Winster will plug into this one. You'd have to use a VLAN Linux system to take a VLAN plug, for instance. You get pre-molded even, sorry, cable assemblies. So you've got, such as there, your two-way Winster DALI with a plug and a socket. You get it with different connectors, so you can have it with the UK 3-pin plug. This one that's shown is the European plug. You can have it with stripped ends. You can also have splitter cables where you've got one supply coming in that goes off one way, but if you only want to take off the current, you can take it off by a separate split there, but just without the DALI control on it. We also supply distribution boxes, which can be purchased separately or can already be pre-made into different specific variants, customer specific ones, sorry. Some of these examples are such as these. So you've got a lighting one there where you have your 5-way connector coming in, and then you can take 6 different controls out to your power. You've got an uninterruptible power supply one there and a blind control one there. and also a Dali lighting control on there. So there are many different variants of this that we can supply pre-made for you. As I've said, you can also just buy the box and make your own should you prefer. Should you need something with a little bit more space or where you want to add a little bit more control, we have the Winster System box, which is this one just here. It's still compact, and it enables you to fit DIN rail, 35mm DIN rail inside. So if you need to put a power supply or anything like that in there, this is ideal where you need that little bit extra space due to the heat that's generated within it. And should you need anything further than that, where you want to control like floors of a building or something like that, you can go for the Winster automation cabinet. These are all custom made within WAGO. So all we basically ask there is the sort of controls that you want to achieve, and then we'd come up with the design and the solution for you. And then with the whole of the Winster range, there's obviously a range of accessories to help you mount the connectors to walls, for instance, to earth them, and there's sort of like blanking sockets to put in when connectors aren't in use. We also have a range of complementary third-party products. So you'll see that Winster is used with the Eastlux proximity detection sensors. It's used on the Hager sockets, DIN rail system, and so on. You know, you find it in the underfloor distribution boxes, and also in a KNX sort of distribution box. So some of the features, you've got integrated test points, so that you can test the connectors when they're plugged together. There's no need to unmate them to test. You can do it in a mated position. 100% protected against mismating. So a black connector can only mate with a black or a white one due to the shape of these contacts. It just means that you can guarantee the integrity of your circuits. You've got the optional direct earth. As I mentioned with the Winster MIDI, you've got the ability to daisy chain or loop cables. You've got locking elements should you require them to make sure that you can't disconnect the connectors accidentally. And they're all 100% touch-proof contacts so that they're safe in an unmated condition. Along with the Winster connectors, we also supply a range of modular trunking. Some of the benefits of this is that it's fully scalable. It's free from maintenance because it uses our Winster connectors, which are maintenance free. It reduces site testing because all the components come pre-tested, so all you've literally got to do is plug them together. It improves health and safety because you can operate on site with less people, and it also means less time working at heights. Eliminates wastage, basically because all the chord sets come to a predefined length. So there's no cutting and throwing away the wastage and having to pay for that wastage to be collected. It includes site access and storage because all the components are just delivered on a trolley system on the day that you require them on a floor-by-floor basis. And it reduces installation time by around about 70% due to it just being literally plug and play and not having to do all the sort of mechanical electrical wiring on site. There are a few more there, but by all means, take your time and read through them at a later date. So the target groups for Winster are building owners, data centers, lighting manufacturers, wholesalers, system integrators, and architects and planners. Some of the sort of typical applications where you'll find Winster, cruise ships, due to the fact that many of the the design of them is so modular. Basically, all the rooms are very similar. So for each two rooms, you basically have a control unit that is then spans out using the Winster system to control things such as balcony doors, contact speakers, lights, and the fire detectors. You'll also find them used on RVs for electric power and lighting. Railways, again, for the power to such as the tables um, and door contacts, elevators, and device connection for industrial applications. This just shows you a sort of like generic overview of how Winster can be used in a hotel room or even modular student rooms, that type of application. So you can see that you've got the Winster at the back for the lighting and the power going through the headboard type. And then you can see further here where you've got the control, the power for the TV, you've got the power going up to the lighting. And again, you've got the power within the kitchen area for all the lighting. And you can see that the control unit is there. So you can control everything in that room via Winster nice and easily. Within building applications, again, you can see the modular design. It can either come through the floor, it can come through the ceiling, it can control all your lighting, it can control your detection, control your blinds. The sort of schematics that we've got here just shows you a typical layout for Dali lighting and the way it would go from one light through a T-piece down to that light and then on to the next, and it would get repeated. So it's a very repetitive process, but it's very quick and easy to install. This one basically just shows you the same again, but for an SMI distribution boxes. So you've got the control box where you bring one set of power in, and then you can take out 4 different controls. So you've got them going to your different blinds, and then it goes to the next one, and you can either do it via control box again, or you can use T-pieces. A typical building reference would be the European Central Bank in Frankfurt. The 2 buildings that were built there each had 45 floors. Within there were 6,000 distribution boxes, 38,000 Winster cables, 18,000 H distribution connector blocks, and 22,000 plugs and sockets. So you can see how much time that would save, because if you were doing all that manually, that's a lot of hours, especially when this saves you over 70% in installation time. Some of the schematics for that project, so that will show you the sort of Dali lighting for each floor and the blind and window controls again. So within WAGO in Germany and Rugby, we have a projects department who can help with the design of technical system solutions for buildings, creation of concept drawings, and the production documentations. They'll take over the management and coordination of the project orders with you. They'll offer technical counseling with customers, and they'll see you through every step of the planning and implementation process. Some of the information they require from you to be able to do that is they need a project name, the place, customer name, contact person, and a deadline. And then helpful sort of technical information to be supplied would be a ground plan, whether that be a hand-drawn sketch, a functional description, i.e. how you want the lighting to work in each room, for instance, and whether there's any existing technology already in place. So this basically slide just compares the 2 different styles of wiring that you've got. You've got the Winster that we've just been presenting to you. So it's plug and play, it's fast, it's error-free, and it's pre-assembled applications. The other option is you go with the traditional way of wiring, which we can do still through installer connectors, but it's time consuming and the installation is complex and error prone. So, what are the benefits of using Winster modular connectors? Typical site saving on time can be 70% compared with traditional wiring methods. Simplified design because it's repetitive over each floor. There's fewer components involved, and the main benefit is it's free from maintenance. There's no screws involved, so you don't have to go back and retighten those screws. It's maintenance free for its lifetime. You can reduce site testing because all the components come in already tested. It's fully scalable no matter how big the building. And again, as I've said previously, it eliminates waste. It enhances profitability due to the time saving and the lack of waste. And it also improves health and safety. And nowadays, it helps keep the number of people on a site down to a bare minimum. Some of the system benefits, I won't take too long going through these because you can go through these at your leisure. But if you were a planner, the benefits would be fast, easy, innovative planning for any user, large variety of models for perfect standard and custom solutions, and the in-depth product training and support that WAGO can provide. If you're a construction client or an investor, you'd be more keen on the sort of the cost savings, the sort of speed of installation because you can get your building up and working quicker and get the rent coming in quicker. Facility managers, it's the maintenance free, the comprehensive color coding so that if they do have to do any maintenance, it's easy to put the right circuits back together again, even if you can't see both ends of the cable. It's quick, it's safe, it's error free. This slide just shows you a comparison of a conventional wiring system and a Winster wiring system based on 6 luminaires, 3 sockets, and a wall outlet. We've taken the industry average of €45 an hour for the labour rate. And when you compare that out, the material cost, you'll see the conventional cost is only £38 compared to 128 for the Winster. So the Winster looks very expensive. But when you actually take it into account as a finished article, the wiring time to do the conventional method would cost £282 compared to only 78 for Winster. So the total cost is 320 compared to 207. So you've really got to look at Winster as a full solution and the cost as a full solution because that's where you make the most savings. So time savings is around 70 to 72%, and the savings on cost is around 35%. There's a whole range of marketing material that's available to you. You've got the Winster system, Winster planning, the Lynect, and the full line Winster catalog, which shows you each individual connector. You'll find a range of videos on YouTube by following these links. These all show you how to use Winster and the benefits of the system in a practical video format. And my contact information is as below. So you've got my direct telephone number 01788 862249 or my mobile 07827 894 297. You can also get me on my email, david.draper@vargo.com, or as I've said previously, you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can find me on Instagram under Vargo Draper. So thank you for watching our Vargo Academy video, and we hope you found it informative. If you have any further questions, please contact us. You can get us on the technical support number 01788 568 008 or ukmarketing@vargo.com. Or you can get us on the customer service number of 01788 568 008 or on the UK sales at vargo.com. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope to meet you in person one day. Cheers. Bye.